Wer würde schon sonst freiwillig auf sowas rumlaufen? Oh, Erkundungsmedaille 3 freigeschaltet. Nice. So. Natürlich nehmen wir wieder die anderen Sachen zuerst mit, ist ja klar. Wenn wir schon auf diesen Uncharted World sind, dann charten wir die gleich mal ein bisschen. Der Prowess Boost ist auch so ein tolles Add-on hier in dem Game. Das war definitiv eine gute Idee, das von der MR Andromeda rüber zu holen. Versteckt sich das ja auf dieser Formation oder dahinter? Sieht nach auf aus. Natürlich wieder Klettern angesagt. Mal schauen, was hier so abgestürzt ist. Eine Asari-Kapsel, da ist sicher wieder was von dieser Matriarchin drin. Wetten? Ja, natürlich. Matriarch's writings recovered. There were several artifacts stored here, all worthless, except for one of Matriarch Delinaga's writings. Whether it was uncovered at this dig site or elsewhere is unclear. Und jetzt haben wir es. Sicher zur großen Freude von unserer Freundin Liara. Das hat ein kleines bisschen Schaden gemacht. Aber sollte jetzt uns nicht hier aufhalten. Also was auch immer für Ingenieure die Mako entwickelt haben, ich glaube, die müssen schon mit jemandem wie Shepard gerechnet haben, sonst würde die sich nicht auf solchem Gelände so handeln. Weil, wenn man an die ursprüngliche Mako zurückdenkt, kein Wunder, dass viele Leute die nicht unbedingt vermisst haben. In späteren Teilen. Na komm. Lass mich durch. Na endlich. Geht doch. Also, jawohl, stimmt schon. Wir sind zuerst hier lang, dann hier lang und jetzt... Passt schon. Alles richtig. War da gerade ein Mini-Ruckler? Oder vielleicht hat es mich nur durch die Kamera getäuscht. Kannst jetzt nicht sagen. Weil was sagt? So, das ist wahrscheinlich nur die CPU-Auslastung durch OBS, was es da anzeigt. Aber hier zeigt es mir auf jeden Fall Geschütztürme an und das sagt mir, dass wir hier goldrichtig sind. Jeha! Das reinste Rodeo hier. Kein Wunder, dass sich Garrus in Fanfictions in diversen gerne beschwert, dass er die Karre nach Shepards Ausreden beständig reparieren kann. mal Ruhe im Karton. Wobbel, wobbel. Na, es wobbelt da nichts mehr. So Leute, alle mal aufgepasst und rein da. Nehmen wir kurz noch unsere Ausrüstung checken. Was mitbekommen, das besser ist? Zumindest habe ich mal eine bessere Phoenix, auch wenn ich immer noch kein Fan von der Phoenix bin. Aber wenn man die Wahl nicht hat, was soll man machen? Was soll man machen? Und ich muss dann auch echt mal wieder einen Krempel ausmisten, wenn wir zurück auf der Normandy sind. Alter. Mach doch nicht so laut hier. Och nee, Stalker, du nicht. Ich hasse diese kleinen Hüpfer. Wollte der jetzt einen Suicide Run hier machen oder was? Ja nun. Au! Wo kommt der auf einmal her?
Good as new.
Ja, mein Schild immer noch nicht und da sind immer noch Geth übrig. Ja! Ist ja schon wieder sabotiert. Dampening. Alter, ich treffe aber auch nicht mit diesen Skills. Ich treffe einfach gar nichts. Immerhin treffe ich hiermit. Dafür, dass die Viecher so klein sind, haben die ganz schön starke Schilde. Du und erst da oben. Oh, gerade noch rechtzeitig in die Deckung. Gehst du jetzt mal? Ja, danke, nice für das freie Schussfeld hier. Was? Kollege? Welcher von den beiden ist es jetzt? Ich glaube, dieser letzte Geth ist irgendwie in einen Quanten-Superpositionszustand übergegangen oder sowas. As the last Geth falls, you hear music from across the room. On the monitor, a Quarian stands before a hushed crowd, warbling a mournful a cappella of worlds and innocence lost. The recorded song is dispatched to the Geth worlds behind the Perseus Veil. The transmitter shuts down. Garrus?
I thought it was over that time.
Garrus, stehst du mal auf hier, Kumpel? Was wohl die Geth mit so einer Aufzeichnung wollten? Das ist definitiv ein Mysterium. Und ja, Synthetics und Organics, ne? Okay, da war ich jetzt kurz Brain AFK, sonst hätte der erste Versuch hingehauen. You discover a number of encrypted Geth data files. In the proper hands, they could reveal much about the evolution of the Geth since the banishment of the Quarians. Ja, das nehmen wir natürlich mit. Aber bevor wir diesen Ort verlassen, schauen wir uns nochmal im Rest hier um. Vielleicht haben die Geth uns ja noch netterweise hier ein paar Dinger hinterlassen. Die sie jetzt ja nicht mehr brauchen. Aber ich würde mal sagen, das sieht leer aus da oben. Dann bleibt uns kein Grund mehr zu verweilen. In diesem Glutofen hier von einem Planeten. Zurück an Bord. So. Zurück an Bord der schön klimatisierten Normandy. Es keine Geth gibt, keine Sandstürme, keine Sonnenstürme und nichts dergleichen. So, Tali interessiert sich doch sicher für, was wir gerade gefunden haben. Hallo Tali.
Shepard, I need to talk to you. It's important.
Ah,
Is something wrong?
You know the data you took from those Geth control nodes? The information you uploaded to Alliance Control? I want a copy of it.
You want to bring this data back to the migrant fleet?
Those files have information that could be vital to our efforts to understand the Geth. It could be the key to helping us reclaim our homeworld.
dann hast du, was du brauchst, also bist du dann weg?
If I give you this data, your pilgrimage is over. You'll go back to your own people.
Not right away. I'll stay with you as long as it takes to stop Seren. But my people need this.
It'll take years to decipher and analyze the data.
Maybe even decades, but it's worth the time. This information will give us new insight into how the Geth have changed and evolved over the past centuries.
Go ahead, make a copy.
My people, I owe you a great debt. One I can never repay. The only thing I can offer in return is what you already have. My solemn promise to stay with you until Seren and his Geth armies are defeated.
Das ist schon gut
I
genug.
never wanted anything more.
Thank you, Shepard.
Ein Paragon Point. So. Herr Requisitions Officer.
Looking for supplies?
Eher looking for supplies
See what you
loswerden.
You bet, Commander.
So viel Tempel. Ist weg, was Klasse 1 und 2 ist. Und da bleibt immer noch jede Menge übrig. Oh.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you
You bet, Commander.
Steht da eine Avenger 5 Sniper? Warum sehe ich die? Ah doch. Ja, okay, weil... Wobei noch etwas mehr Schaden. Noch etwas genauer. Ja klar, nehmen wir doch sofort. Oh, Garrus.
Commander, good to see you.
You've been with Sieg a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some
I
interesting...
bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
What happened? Why were you investigating him?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one Elcor diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. Had the station in a bit of a panic. But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
Hallo, das Geth. Hallo. Vielen Dank für dein Follow. Wie geht's dir? Bist du jetzt noch verspätet mit dem Raid hier reingeslidet, oder? Hast du deinen eigenen Weg hierher gefunden? Aloha, Aloha, das Geth. Frohe Ostern. Ich hoffe, du hattest ein schönes Osterwochenende verbracht.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
Mit dem Dog passiert?
What'd you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation, to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
Ja, der Name Twin Peaks hat aber nichts mit der Serie zu tun. Ich kenne die nur vom Namen her, ich habe sie nicht gesehen. Das ist komplett mein eigener Einfall. Aber random Zufall halt. Aber dankeschön, danke für deinen Follow.
You mean threatening? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
Garrus ist super. Garrus ist der Space Bro.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Okay.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs, but they wouldn't listen.
Well, you can't get them all.
No, but letting him get away like that. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
Schwierig. Schwierig.
If you don't care about the fate of those hostages, then you're no better than he is. You're just a terrorist with a badge.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It doesn't make it any easier, but I see your point. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
So, geh mal davon aus, dass du auch ein großer Fan der Serie bist, wenn ich das so lese.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salian?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
Gib mal her, vielleicht finden wir den Typen hier.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
Same. Ich bin so gespannt, wie sie alles fortführen. Oder wie sie anknüpfen wollen an was bisher passiert ist. Ich glaube, so wie das Ende von Mass Effect 3 gebaut ist, hat doch sehr damit reingespielt, dass halt Andromeda wurde und eben ganz woanders spielt. Eben weil das Ende von Mass Effect 3 so offen ist, in welchem State die Galaxie dann ist.
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Ja, es waren ja, also anscheinend, was ich gelesen habe, waren ja sogar 3 DLCs geplant. Das eine war ja quasi fertig mit der Quarian Arc, was ja dann leider doch nicht released wurde. Und eins sollte sich wohl um den Benefactor doch drehen. Ja, leider haben sie halt das DLC für Andromeda komplett gecancelt.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
Theorien gibt's ja jede Menge. Weil es ja, also allein schon vom ersten Teaser her meistens Sinn macht, also schon sehr drauf anspielt, auf welches Ende das es anknüpft. Und ich habe auch zu Mass Effect jede Menge Lore-Videos und News-Videos von diversen YouTube-Kanälen und so weiter immer geschaut. Verfolgt das immer sehr viel. Gleiche mit dem neuen Dragon Age, mit Dreadwolf, dass ich auch sehr gespannt bin, weil nicht nur Mass Effect, sondern auch Dragon Age Riesenfan von bin. Wobei ich Mass Effect mehr gespielt habe. Was aber auch dran liegt, dass ich bei Dragon Age erst etwas später eingestiegen bin.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
Sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
He was, until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard? I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Ja, weil schon, wenn das Ende von Trespasser ist eigentlich so ein Cliffhanger.
What's so important about this armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of my family before the war. It's rightfully mine. Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Taun Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
Well, Rex.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Wie vernehmen wir dich damit? Rex ist auch einfach toll. Generell die Characters von Mass Effect sind alle so toll gezeichnet. Okay, fast alle. Ein paar sind schwächer. Aber die meisten. So, irgendwelche neuen Nachrichten? Nachricht von Garrus Vicarian. Shepard, I have the transponder frequency of Dr. Salien's ship. Here. MSW Fedel, Herschel, Kepler Verge. I hope we can get there soon, before he gets away again. And Shepard, please let me join you when we go aboard. If we can make that bastard feel even a tenth of the fear his victims felt, I'll rest easy knowing justice was served. Garrus. Shepard, I don't know where the Turian is keeping my grandfather's armor, but I start looking in the Argus Rogue Cluster. Haben wir da nicht schon? Hello, Shepard. Joker told me that you've been surveying and collecting valuable minerals. Rare earths are commonly used in electronic components, and I could recover a decent amount of those by stripping Geth material we found on our recent missions. I know it's not much considering all the threats we are facing, but I hope it helps. Thanks again for letting me in on your amazing ship, And for everything you've done for me, Shepard. I won't forget it. Killers a lie. Oh. Tali ist einfach Liebe. Alle E-Mails gelesen, wie es aussieht. So, gucken wir mal schnell ins Journal. Das füllt sich ja ganz schön schnell, man. Das ist ja die sind ja eigentlich Open-End. Da müssen wir zurück auf die Citadel. Das ist ja auch Collection-Zeugs, noch mehr Collection-Zeugs. Okay, das sind wichtigere Missionen. Rex Rüstung, Dr. Salian und die Rogue VI.
Message from Admiral Hackett, Commander. Patching it through.
We just received your report. Looks like this Geth incursion was bigger than we thought. They were probably preparing for a major offensive in the system. We're increasing patrols in the Armstrong-Cluster to make sure they can't establish another foothold in the region. Nice job, Shepard. You saved a lot of human lives on this mission. Hack it out.
Und ich dachte schon, er hätte schon wieder einen neuen Job für uns. Wäre ja nichts Überraschendes. War wir nicht schon Argus Row? Nein. Argus Row ist hier. Kepler Birch, da ist Dr. Salian, das liegt näher. Gucken wir zuerst mal ins andere System, ob es da auch noch was zum Einsammeln gibt.